Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam. 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 Islam. Hotep. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Peace. This video is just a real quick clip, okay? And I want to be real with myself, and I want to be real with you. Allah is guiding the destiny of the Moorish Science Temple of America. But I got a question, Moors, and I used to ask this question when I was 13 and 14 in Sunday school. So I'm going to ask you now. Noble Drew Ali teaches us to know thyself. I love that. Now I'm going to ask you, what do you know about yourself? Can you tell me about your great-great-grandmother? Can you go 3 generations back, 4 or 5 generations back? But you can pick up the Quran, you can pick up the Bible, and we could talk about Ruth, the Moabitess. May Allah be pleased with her, and all these other great people. But you can't tell me about yourself? Remember, Noble Drew Ali came so that we can know thyself. Islam? I don't know if they teaching that in all Sunday schools. We must know thyself. I'm saying that and sharing that because I'm starting to hear a lot of so-called aboriginals, American natives, etc. They got the same language as us. If you understand that Noble Drew Ali said that before slavery, we were living up and down the Mississippi River. Now you go back and look at the Cahokia Mounds. It's right down the street from us here, right here in Carbondale, Illinois. Come on down here and come to Cairo, a town that they really trying to destroy. They moving all our people out of that town today, and they moving them into Carbondale. But right outside of Cairo is another little town called America, Illinois. And when I say we, I'm talking about all ills and bays and will they way. I don't do the group stuff. I'm not into gang banging, religious gang banging. And I don't want to lose my point. But a brother said, why are you always talking about religious gang banging? Because I actually seen people die as Moorish American Muslims. I have seen brothers stab other brothers for their thought or their ideology, ego. So it's called religious gang banging. Your leader might be one of those ones when he was in the penitentiary, was into naught, religious gang banging, trying to take over Islam. But let me stay on my point. Know thyself, Moors. You can't tell me nothing about your great-great-grandmama. You can tell me about Noble Drew Ali. You can tell me about Marcus Garvey. You have not did any research on yourself. In our Sunday school, we're sharing applications and information from other agencies that you can use. Check out the website at www.mstahohr805.co. I don't make $1 off of it. My wife don't make $1 off of it. Nobody in the temple makes $1 off of it, but you need to research and know who you are. Islam? Allah's the greatest. Know thyself, Moors. You can tell me about everything else. Tell me about your family. Were they living down in South Carolina? Was they in North Carolina? Were they in the Virginia area? Do we know what happened in Virginia? And it's still their business and industries are still making money today. I understand why Noble Drew Ali said that they're going to have to pay us in a compound interest. Islam? These are the things that we're working on as home office, Moors. While others want to argue over, I'm the head and I'm the supreme. Nah, Moors. Allah alone guides the destiny of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And the only supreme head and chairman is Noble Drew Ali. Now, people don't call me a coward and all kind of names because I humbly say I can't see me as a Supreme Grand Sheikh ever in the Moorish Science Temple of America. But I can help build up whatever we need to build up for Allah and the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He is our prophet to us, okay? Quit running over to these Islamic societies trying to argue prophethood with them. Know thyself. We have our own circle. They have their own circle. They have the old Islam. We have the ancient Islam. They come from the old world. We come from the ancient ones. Big difference. Islam. So let us do better, Moors. Praise Allah. We need to know ourselves. Islam. Me and my wife about 8 years ago, we did our blood work. We wanted to know who we are and where we come from. You need to do the same. Other members in the temple with us have did it. Some of our family members have did it. And you'll find out that some of these brothers and sisters, they call themselves Aboriginal, Native, etc., however they might, classify themselves. That's your cousin, man. It's your cousin, man. So with me starting to understand that here it is, I can go all the way to New York and find some people that's related to me. It's a lot of Neil Eels from South Carolina. See, all my family, I was the first Bay in my family. When my dad was demonstrating, he was Neil Eel first. All his cousins in South Carolina, his distant cousins, they are Neil Eels. Our cousins in Detroit, they are Neil Eels before our Neil Bay even got here. But it was a brother by the name of Brother Stephen Brown Bay who went through the chambers with Brother P. David Zeal. May Allah be pleased with him because he's gone now. And he sent them directly down here to Carbondale, Illinois. To me, Brother William Bollinger Bay, Sister Cammie Bollinger Bay. My wife wasn't here then. And Brother Michael Holmes Eel, who was my first Sunday school teacher. And Brother Drell Armour Bay, who had just got locked up. I'm talking about way back in the early 90s. But he taught me then, more, we are the natives to this land. That's what he said. He didn't understand law and all that to that degree, but he said we got to start learning how to protect America. This is our land. Everybody want to go build up Africa. Everybody want to go build up Saudi Arabia. Know thyself and understand you are at home. And I'm saying that to share with you what is my motive in the Moorish Science Temple of America is to do better, man. I don't want to be the head. But I want to put my hands to work for Allah and Prophet Noble Drew Ali and for you and me, so that we can have something, man. We can have a whole area inside of Chicago and Baltimore. This has been on my mind for over about 8 years now. And then we can go down to and have our resort area in Florida somewhere. Islam? That's what's on my mind. For all the so-called sheiks disqualified, adepts disqualified, officers disqualified, members disqualified, families disqualified. That's what we want to do, man. We have doctors with us now. Praise Allah for the doctors that are coming in. But we're not using their services. Why not, Morris? Why not? And I'm not upset. I just want us to think, man. We must think. This is not about me. It's we. And I love my brother Prince Noble El, a sheikh. He used to say that. And when I hear that, I know that's Allah speaking. Because Allah say we to us. We. This is not about me. So a lot of people say, oh, I don't like their home office. Well, praise Allah. because we're working on building on our human needs so that we can be better citizens here in America, for us, by us, not for anyone else. Okay? We have our own everything. You don't have to respect it, praise Allah. But the government and the nations of the world respect us because we're with our prophet, our sultan, noble Drew Ali. We understand the upside down art. We teach the upside down art. We traced ourselves back to that upside down art. And we want you to do the same thing. Islam, I'm talking about that upside down art that you see on our charter. And your charter is supposed to say, the one that's in the county, power and authority. But Moore started teaching us that power is an illusion, and somebody took that off, Moors. See how we play with the movement? We have changed the prophet's lessons. I ran into Moors who told me that Noble Drew Ali probably didn't even call himself a prophet like these brothers teach and sisters teach. What if he was calling himself a sultan? This is an Islamic organization. So I take all that to mind. I've been called an enemy of Noble Drew Ali because I take that to mind. I've been called an enemy of the Moorish Science Temple America by people who are really dirty. They don't have an L or Bay on their name. They don't. They don't live a clean and pure life. They don't. Brothers and sisters, Arnil Bay work on himself every day. Why? Because I feel like Allah is about to take some of us. So let us quit playing, Moors. Islam? Allah is taking people, man. You don't see football players and sports athletes passing out, dying. We don't know if all of them took the jab. Heart attacks, strokes, young men. Wake up, you sleepy-headed Moors. So this is why we got to know ourselves. We got to change our blood, Moors. We got to fight diabetes. We got to fight hypertension. We got to fight those blood clots. Islam? We got work to do. You know, my great-great-grandmother, Claire Brown, and I got to meet her. She was in a wheelchair, but I can remember how when I was a little boy, she used to heal everybody around here in Carbondale. They'd come and tell her what's wrong with them, and she'd go pick flowers and different things from out of the wild. Allahu Akbar, Allah be my witness, and give it to them and tell them to take it for 4, 5, 6 days or whatever, you know? I did not know that my grandma was considered a witch until my father told me about a month ago. He said, Richard, I love that you are studying the Moorish Science Temple of America because you're learning about yourself. I love that. But I want you to understand that your people, they wasn't all Christians. We probably went to the church, but they thought they were Hebrewic and Muslim. That's what my father tell you today. Then my great-grandma, my grandmother, Rosie Brooks, okay, because that's her marriage name, she joined New Zion Baptist Church before I was born. I think like 68 or something like that. And she became a mother of that church. So as I grew up, I thought we were all Christians. You see? But we got to know ourselves, Moors, so we can help ourselves. Islam, we can fight some of these things that's going on in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Without Noble Drew Ali, I wouldn't know what I know today. Islam, praise Allah. So I'm here to share with you, Moors. Check out the online classes. All right, Neil Bay, why you want me to check out the online classes? Because in the online class, if you are an ill or bay and you don't understand law, contract law, business law, trust law, etc., 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 we have went through some of these processes. And we share the results with receipts. That works. No cost. You don't pay us anything. You don't have to give me anything. Just use it and save yourself. I know it works. Everything that we have in there works because I have used it on myself. I have used it on my father, my family members, etc., my wife. So I know it works. Brothers in Minnesota have used it. Brothers that's in Baltimore, Maryland has used it. Washington, D.C. has used it. Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, St. Petersburg, all of them have used it. Atlanta, Georgia, Stone Mountain, East St. Louis, Cahokia, Belleville, all have used it. Brothers in the Bronx used it, and it's working for them. And you don't have to be a member in the temple. I don't know what to say. You don't have to be my friend to come get this work. Let me share this more and then get out of here. So I pray I hit that. I want to share a reading real quick from Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You know, we don't do nothing without going back to the man. But we, as Moorish American Muslims, we're working on building on our human needs, Moors, Islam. And right now, our human needs is we. It's a group of Moors that I'm working with. And we're all not from the same group or ETC. We're working to rebuild Chicago right now. So if you really have a little fiat and you don't mind going into contract with your fiat, look, Morris, we're going to have to make a willing sacrifice. You who don't have it, don't have it. But those who have it, let's put up. Let's put up. There's so many places in Chicago right now that we can start our own village in, township in. Okay? But we can't do it with just a little group of us. Islam, I want to share this real quick. And this is from Noble Drew Ali. In connection with our religious aims and belief, we must promote economic security. I'm going here for a reason. The preaching of economic security among us is by no means as widespread and intensive as the circumstances demand. No other thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economics. Just imagine if we had all the sheiks or grand sheiks or heads of their groups of the temples on a payroll. Just imagine if we had brothers and sisters that we were paying to go into the prison system. We can do that in the Moorish Science Temple America Divine and National Movement. Islam, and the servant is worthy of his hire. But we can't do that if no one's putting any money up, because we don't get money from the government. We don't get any handouts. This is not a 501c organization. Check out 508s. That's why I said take our class. He says to us, no other thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economic power, better positions for our men and women, more business unemployment for our boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. So you got all these brothers out here doing all this talk and they ain't got $45 in their account. It's negative. And then they group probably don't even have a banking account. It's negative. It's not there. Let's do better, Moors. For profit now. We are a for-profit organization, not non-for-profit. So let's do right. He says to us, A beggar people cannot develop the highest in them, nor can they attain a genuine enjoyment of spirituality of life. Islam, that's what Noble Drew Ali said. That's not Brother Ardneel Bey. So people say, oh, Mo, you always talking about money. Because we don't have. But we can get it. We don't have to sell no drugs. We don't have to do anything illegal. There's so many ways to get money lawfully. Islam, he says to us, he said, our men and women should be taught to believe in the capacity of our group to succeed in business. Check this out. In spite of the trials and failures of some of them, trials and failures in business are by no means confined to any particular group of people. So you might fail in your business, but keep love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice out front. Keep trusting in the law and know that Noble Drew Ali is sent by Allah for us. Islam, he said, trials and failures in many business are by any means confined to any group of people. Some business ventures of our people will fail. It's actual fact. The Moorish Temple of America is failing right now because you're not putting anything into the uplifting funds. Look at your Greek organizations and look at us. Look at a lot of other organizations that started in 1911, 1908, and look at us. And that's what I've been looking at since 1992. How can we change the conditions that we are in, mental conditions that we are in? You know, people won't call me an agent because I tried to sit with every leader of the Moorish Temple of America. Every leader. Well, my teacher, who was over 70-something years of age, that's what he required for us to do. Hear the complaints and murmurs are hear the hearts of the Moors. Islam, hear the hearts of these leaders and see how we can work in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to bring it where it needs to be. Islam, but we need to start teaching more on business, Moors. I don't care if we open up some mom and pop stores. We need them. Where's our laundromats? I don't care about you being on public aid. We got to get off of public aid and Social Security checks. Islam, don't let that little money stop you from getting out here and succeeding. Teaching your children how to succeed. You know, in Islam, that's what we say at least 5 times out of the day. At least 5 times. Hayya Allah as-Salah, Hayya Allah as-Salah, which means come to prayer, or come to success. Noble Drew Ali is sharing with us how we can have success right here on these shores. We don't have to go to Saudi Arabia. We don't have to go to Egypt. He wanted us to build this up right here. Let me say that again. This is home for us. So we need to build this up right here. I don't care if you come from Puerto Rico. I don't care if you come from Jamaica or off one of those islands. We are all American citizens. Let's press hands with each other and let's see. I'm not shaking either. Let's press hands with each other and let's see how we can unite and build. You don't have to be a part of my temple or my group. I don't have to be a part of your group, but we need to do business together, Moors. Chapter 25. We already saying temple. Allah is your God. Noble Drew Ali is your prophet. Your Moorish American prayers just like mine. Your divine constitution and bylaws just like mine. Your additional laws is just like mine. Your Holy Quran reads just like mine. But your warped understanding, your funky thinking, I had that once before too. Islam, judging other people, speaking down on other people, lying on people, hating on people. Man, we got to change that. Know thyself. Let's get some business going though, Morris. That's what I wanted to share. Islam, please, let's do this. Not for us, but for the babies who are coming. Our men and women. We got to have more self-discipline. Islam, and I say that because I see so much going on. We're arguing and fighting with each other. There's no love out front. No love. Oh, you don't join my group, you ain't right. Astaghfirullah. Here it is, I can go pray with Muslims and Sufis and Shiites, and I don't hear half of this that I hear inside of our temples, man. Let's change this. Your temple is sacred. You are sacred. Know thyself. Islam. Remember, the Moorish Temple of America is a religious, and people don't like to say it, ecclesiastic body of politics. They don't like to use that. Oh, that's a Christian term, Lord. Body and politic, and incorporated, deriving its power, as I said earlier, and authority, Islam, from the great Quran. I'm throwing up a K, with a K. Why did it say the great Quran with a K? Of Muhammad. And see, this is where the trick coming in at. Because there's Moors who would tell you, I don't use the big book. I only use the so-called Circle 7, or what we call the Holy Quran. Somebody's tricking us, Moors. How do we go like this? We must merge the books together, Moors. This is what Noble Drew Ali taught us. We love Jesus. We are followers of Jesus. Jesus was a divine Muslim. Islam, let us get on that platform, Moors. Islam, he says to us, that great Quran of Muhammad, to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of who? The great prophet Ali in America. Islam, that's what we're here to do. We're moving as missionaries. Now, don't you go over there talking to no Islamic scholars. Use the term missionaries. There's no missionaries in Al-Islam. Islam, he tells us to anoint, appoint, and concentrate missionaries of the prophet and establish the faith of Muhammad. La ilaha illallah should be on our hearts and our minds, which means I only bear witness to the oneness of God, of Allah. Okay? In America, this is what we're doing in America. Our authority. The 10-10-5-9-0-5. A lot of people mispronounce that. Sometimes I have. The form 1099-252, August the 1st, 1928. Recorded in the book 521, page 579 in the county of Cook. Why did I just share that with you? Because when we did what we did, it put us on the same book and page with Prophet Noble Drew Ali and his true members of the Moorish Temple of America. Go look it up. Go look it up, Moors. I'm not boasting and bragging. It took us many years to do this. I sat with Bailey Ill and asked him many questions. I sat with Braswell Bay and I asked him many questions. I sat with Kenyu Bay and I asked him many questions. Hamid Ill, before he passed, I dealt with him. I dealt with Khan Bay. May Allah be pleased with these Moors, Mo. I dealt with Moors so that we can work on our human needs, Moors. Not to be the head of the Moorish Temple of America, but we need our own. We need our own. Islam, whether you from New York, Chicago, you say you are ill and bay who will their way to Allah, we need our own everything. That's been on my heart and mind since 1992. If Chicago's going to be our Mecca, we need to go get some loans and start building. Islam, we've been talking for too long, Moors. To talk much is foolishness and folly. Islam, woo! But that book 521 and the page 579, you want to be right there. A lot of people are going to the county and they filing all these documents and they're just filing and creating new entities of the Moorish Temple of America. Praise Allah for whatever, as long as they're doing it in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So, in that book, 521, the page 579, County of Cook, Chicago, Illinois, U.S.A, and chapter of the Holy Quran, 47, section 14. Islam, Many would say that we are not a governing body, but we're just a religious organization. Some would say we are a 501c profit, non-for-profit organization. Some would say we are stateless, that we are not a nation within a nation. See, this is all misguidance, Moors. These are all lies that some of these brothers who are leaders are saying to our members. Islam, we got to change this. However, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, through the guidance of his father, God Allah, left for us clearly cut the footprints. Islam, see the timeline of the Moorish Science Temple of America in our class, online. Islam, always be what you know and not what you are told, Moorish Americans. Islam, a skilled one in divine lessons of our ancient forefathers, divine creed and principles, we must always push the divine plan of the ages, known as the great program of uplifting fallen humanity, starting with ourself. That's why we got to know thyself. Islam, by utilizing the tools of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, which are the 5 highest principles known to man, will save ourselves. Islam, by knowing thyself. By knowing thyself. Islam, and your Father God Allah. Islam, you will be tested at every end, but keep in mind that one, knowing thyself, know thyself, Moors. What's your great-great-grandmama name? What's your great-great-grandfather name? Islam? We might be cousins. You will be tested at every end, but keep in mind that one shall not demand the test of his brother, man, or sister if he does, so then himself has not reached the pinnacle of wisdom and is still in conflict that cannot be told in words. All this is our Holy Quran. Be no wary in well-doing, because created fate, chapter 1, gave to man, a spirit man, a soul, that he might function on a plane of soul, gave him a body of flesh, that he might function on a plane of things made manifest. Let's work, Moors. We are here to work. Let's build up Chicago. Let's get us a part of Chicago. I'm hearing the Moors on Facebook saying, let's start us one big convention. Will it be September? Will it be October? Will it be September? Will it be October? Will we be speaking about some of the things I'm sharing that Noble Drew Ali instructed us to do? Or will we just come together to take some pictures and throw a big old ball and put some money in the pot? Share this video too, brothers. The citizens of all free national governments, according to the national constitution, all are of one family, bearing one free national name. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow upon them. This is a sin, Moors. This is why we got the new members class. This is why we teach what we teach, Moors, because so many Moors are being violated. They're losing their children. They're going to jail for petty stuff. Islam, know thyself. It is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of the free national government and cling to names and principles that delude to slavery. Negro, colored, black, etc., etc. That's names they gave us to debase us from Allah. Islam, and it is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of government. I got to go, Moors, and cling to the names and principles that delude to slavery. I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways. Let's repent, Moors. We can't have hate in our heart. Let's repent, Moors. We got to do right. Quit beating on your women. Quit doing these sinful things, man. Where's the love in the households? Where's the love in the temples? Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam, I got to go. I gotta go, Moors. According to the Free National Constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. So I'm sharing this, and you can read this. This is a divine warning from the prophets for all the nations. I'm sharing this, Moors, because it's time for us to do better. I've been in the movement since the age of 12, and I've been hearing this since the age of 12. They told us in the year 2000 that the Moors are coming to their own. What's our own, Moors? Poverty, argument, fighting, hating on one another. Is that our own? I thought that we have something going on in this government for us, by us. And we can. It's still the year 2000. I ain't gave up, and don't you give up. But let's make something happen. Stand on your leadership. Stand on your leadership. Some people say you wrong for saying that. No, because we got an agenda to set up by the supreme head and chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and it's not being called and followed out. There's too many Moors who are walking around with a nationality card and they're still Negro, colored, and black. Say that again. There's too many people who are members of the Moorish Science Temple of America still classified as Negro, colored, and black. That's a sin, Moors. I gotta go. Let us work on these things. Islam, we got to work on these things for the better of us. I love y'all. I will be doing these videos more often. I got like 3 or 4 people who's like, bro, please do another video. Please make it plain. But the brothers and sisters act like they're not even watching it. And check it out. I get to see the views. They won't even like it. That's hate, Moors. That's hate. That's hate. There's not a leader of the Moorish Science Temple of America where I don't share their videos or their calls or their holy day services. We got to do better, Moors. I love y'all. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Keep hate out of your heart and your mind. Call Allah. Call on Allah all day. Compel yourself to the Prophet. And love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I don't want to sound deep or heavy. These are simple degrees, and if we do them, you'll see a change in you. I know because I used to be a demon. Thought I was working a righteous deed or righteous deeds. I thought I was doing things for all righteous endeavorments. But I was a demon. Dressed up and couldn't see it. That's why I say I love Noble Drew Ali. Because he showed me. I love y'all. So I'm sharing me with you. And people will dog me out for that. Oh, that brother used to sell drugs. Brother, I ain't sold drugs in over 20 years. You won't speak about that. Brother, I ain't been to prison in over 20-something years. You won't speak about that. Brother, I ain't did anything criminal in over 20-something years. You won't speak about that. Brother, I got people, families back together. You won't speak on that. I have donated to every temple of the Moorish Science Temple of America. You won't speak on that. I'm not upset. But it's the games that we play with each other. I'm going to make people not come around you. I'm going to call you an agent. This is what we do to each other. But then we say we love Allah. We love the Prophet. And we want to stand. Come on, man. You're playing games. And Allah cursing Moors who are playing games. Stay out the games, Moors. I love y'all. I don't get nothing out of this. I don't make $1. Let me share this with you. Anything I do in the Moorish Science Temple of America is so that Allah would bless me. I have never had somebody give me $5 in the name of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Period. And if you ask anybody, they ain't never been able to give me no dues money. Because I don't want nobody to say, oh, I gave him $400 in dues. Astaghfirullah. I'm your brother, man. I'm not trying to be your head. But I'm going to show you what the head said. I'm going to go to his pamphlet, and I'm going to put up his words, his divine instructions, and I'm going to share it with you. And a lot of people don't want to hear that because they homeboy, they grandman didn't say that. They want to listen to their grandman, and I'm fine with that. To you be your way and to me be mine. But don't call me names because you don't want to do right. The prophet already spoke about those Moors who don't want to do right. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I love y'all. Let's do better. Let's get off of this hating too. I hear a lot of Moors hating on the Moorish Science Temple America Inc. Those Moors are doing what Allah. Look, anybody who's doing any work in the Moorish Science Temple America Divine and National Movement, they're not doing anything that Allah won't allow. If Allah allow it, who are you and I to come up and say anything? I gotta go. I just got the brother say he's ready. I love y'all. Peace and love. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Let's do better, Moors. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam. Check out the website, mstahohr805.co. Learn about Home Office. Learn about the Grand Major Temple. Learn about the Grand Temple. Islam. Learn about the subordinate temples. Islam. Learn about the Young Business League. Learn about what's for us, by us. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Islam. Love you.